Okay, can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So, if before you start, okay, let me ask you, before you become a, maybe you know how to drive, I hope you would agree with me that you first learn the functions of, you know, the parts. Do you get it? You know the what brake does, what this one does, and all that, then you'll be able to have control. So that's the same thing is applicable to design. You know, like Don Norman said, it's an integrated set of experiences. If you know how to do this one, how to do that one, how to do this one, when you integrate them together, it becomes a design. So you can't just start design an app without knowing how to structure your buttons, how to organize your text, how to do this and that. Do you get it? Yeah. So you don't become a whack designer. So without further ado, let's begin. Actually, okay. You know, I asked some of you. I told some of you that you should come up with ideas. You have reward for that, and if you don't come up with any idea, you might lose your points. That's a fact. We have a problem to solve. There is a woman who needs our help. Do you get it? So we need to come up with solutions. Yes. So she can be this thing can be wasting. And we also spotted Chioma, who would need that same Ogo. Yes, that Mama Nkechi is selling. But she could not locate Mama Nkechi. So that's a barrier. Yeah. So we need to come up with a solution to be able to solve problem. That's why you are a product designer. You step in and you solve problem. Is that clear? Thank you. Okay. You know, I told you something. There's something I told you. I told you that you should know how to organize your things. Is that clear? I told you that there are principles, guiding designs. I told you that a button should look like what? A button. Yes. You don't have a button that looks like a triangle. Or a button that looks like a cup. If you say this is a button, it should be clear that it is a button. Now, you know, I told you how many of you installed those plugins, the plugins that we installed yesterday. Okay, you did. Okay, you installed Lorem Ipsum, right? Okay. Now, okay, let's start with Lorem Ipsum. So let's run this now. Lorem Ipsum. It will ask us to select layers. So I'll just pick my text tool, and select layers. Maybe I will tell this guy generate. I will pick whether I want sentences or paragraphs, or words, But let me show you something now. Let me use 15. I'll click on generate. Yeah. Is that clear? Now, assuming we are designing for mobile app now, you have text. If you are designing for mobile app, if you are designing for mobile actually, yeah, and you have text like this. Can you see the screen? Yeah. It's tiny. You can't see it because of what?
It's too
tiny.
close.
Okay, now look. What this? What this? What do you see? It becomes very much readable. True, of course. It's still small, but it's more readable than it was before. Is that clear? Now, if somebody has something like this, if you see something like this, we'll be able to read this. You easily give up. Not because you cannot read it, not because it's too tiny, but it's long. Thank you. Clap for this guy. 10. That's why, I told you, in the course of this training, I'll be telling you how humans think. If somebody gives you something like this, you can't read it. Not because it's too tiny, but it's because it's long. Nobody has time to read a long text. So, but look at this. Can you see this? Look at this now. You can read this. Is that clear? Why?
Because you have to.
That's the same. Give this guy 15. It's go gradient effect. I told you about go gradient effect. When you have hope that you can succeed, you will succeed. Is that clear?
Yeah.
But when there is no hope, you don't think you can succeed, you cannot succeed. Imagine there is a competition and you look, you are 1 million people competing maybe for just 100,000 naira. You can't compete. How can I win 1 million people? It's not possible. You give up. But if you are told you are competing with this person for 100,000 naira, you will come up with your whole every figure in you. Do you get it? You win this person and they give you another person. Before you know it, you come to 1 million people. Is that clear? Now, for a paragraph, for text to be compacted, people will easily give up. They won't be able to read it. So you as a product designer, you having text wrong, a long text, no paragraph. You expect people to read it, they won't read it. You need to know how your users think. Now, I told you, you have something like this, you want to make it more readable. You need to use, we want to make it more readable. Then, if you make, do you know that if you want people to read faster, to read faster. The length, you increase the length. They read when it has a longer length, people will read faster. Do you get it? But when you want people to comprehend, you make it shorter. Now, for you, if you want to have a paragraph, the text in that paragraph should be between 45 and 75. Should not exceed that. I say the text in a paragraph, should I say the words in a paragraph, shouldn't exceed, that should be between 45 and 75. Shouldn't exceed that. Else, your text will become unreadable. That's a normal convention. Now, when you increase, when text are smaller, you increase the line height. Is that clear? Yeah. To make it more readable. If they are bigger, they are okay. Even if their line heights are small. Is that clear? I don't know if do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. If the line height is small, okay, now look at this now. Now look at this. You see the line height is too much. Is that clear? So this makes it not well organized somehow. It's the same line height, but why the other one was better? Because it was smaller text. The size was small. The size of the text was small. Do you get it? When the text becomes bigger, the line height should be reduced. Is that clear? Now, okay, now let me go back. Let me undo this now. If you want your text to when people read, there's a way people read. When you read by expecting the next word. I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying? When you are reading, that's why some actions are actually automated. You'll be reading text. If you are reading, you are predicting the next word that will come after that particular one that you are reading. That's how you read faster. I don't know. Is that clear? It seems like you don't get it. That's how we read. When you read, you are predicting the next word that comes after. Now, for people to be able to grasp the next word that comes, the word should be clear. Do you get it? Should be clear enough. Now, there is spacing your letters is quite important. I can space this 5 now. Let me make this 5. This will become more readable. Because I spaced the words. That's the characters. The non-space. Are you on your ask? Okay. I'm just trying to. Okay, now, if you have something like this now, actually, sometimes you will see maybe a picture. And you see some written text under. You see some written text under. if you have maybe like 3 pictures arranged, having text under them, for your design not to look awkward, the text shouldn't exceed 3 lines. Is that clear? Okay. What I'm saying is this. If you have something like this, what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this. You have pictures here, and you have text under. One is this. They should be consistent. You cannot have like this. You shouldn't have something like this. This one is 3. This one's 2. Is that clear? It will make your design look awkward. Because it doesn't follow that consistent pattern. Is that clear? And again, maximum 3. If 2 is okay, and have 2 is still fine. 3 is still fine, but is that we have our heading now? How do you call our so we can use this roboto for heading actually, but there is something I would like to show you now. You see how this is. You can have another font family. Okay, let's say wait. Now, what is there any question? Do you have any question? Okay. So one, I told you yesterday that your typography should be consistent. The font, you define your font, the font you want to use ahead of time. Is that clear?
Okay,
yes. So you define that ahead of time. And secondary, I told you that any font family that you have that is closely packed, close to each other, just like this. This one is very close. Okay, let me show you others that are close. You see this? Close is used for heading. They are meant for heading. Is that clear? but the ones you see that are not close, the one you see you think they are normal, can also be used as heading, and also for body. Is that clear? But the ones you see that are very much spaced, usually they are meant for the body. That's to be readable. If you see headings, you see that headings are too compacted, bold and all that. Because before they were created, they had the people that created those texts had an intention. Do you get it? Should I say purpose for that particular typography? Is that clear?
Yes.
Now, just like if you have something like roboto now, roboto can also be used as heading if you want. And just like serif is very fine. So you can, if you want to make this one body, you can still do it. Okay, let me just type the same.
Please, I have a question.
Yes.
Does that mean you can use two different font family for one product design, like for one product?
Okay, you can use two. You can use two. Did you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
But don't exceed two.
Oh,
You can
okay.
use one if the one that you want to use in your body, you don't find that one fit to be used as your heading. Do you get it? Is that clear?
Yes. Yes.
Does it mean that you cannot combine another font family? Do you get it? Maybe if the one she wants to use maybe does not, cater for maybe heading, is not that compacted. Because now let me tell you something. It's okay. You know why I said yes? What is okay? To space characters. But it's not okay to condense it. Is that clear? Typography meant for heading, they are meant for heading. Do you get it? You cannot use the one meant for the body and use it as heading and try and reduce the spacing so that it will look as is a heading thing. That's typography meant for heading. Exactly. So just like this particular one now, I can decide to space this one. I space it, it still looks good. But don't overspace. Is that clear? 5 is okay. Don't overspace. You know where you go now if you want to space your characters. Are you following? You know where to go. The property, you see, you look at this place. Once you hover over it, you see letter spacing, which means you can space the letter. Now, if you want to space the that's paragraph, you see line height. Do you get it? You can use it to increase or reduce it. That's the difference between one line and the other one, is the line height. Okay. Now I just want you to understand text and how to structure it. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Do you understand? If you don't understand, you ask question. I don't like if I If you don't understand, you'll ask questions. Tell me what you don't understand, I will explain. What don't you understand?
What do you explain in us?
Okay, see what I said here? I said this one and this one, they are all the same thing. Eh? I should reduce this one. I should remove. No, So this one and this one, they are all the same thing. Eh? Now, this one, this is Roboto font family. Eh? Now, Roboto can also be used as heading. It's just like general fonts. Do you get it? It sounds like serif. Do you get it? You can use it as heading and use that in your body, this thing. Now, if I want to use this now, I don't need to try and compress it so that it will look like heading. If I want to use it, I can use it like that. But I'm telling you that letters you see that are like closely packed, are usually meant for heading. Is that clear?
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
I told you that if you see a font family that is not closely packed, that's condensed, you shouldn't try and condense it. Don't try and condense it. Is that clear?
Yes.
You rather space than condense. Is that clear?
Yes.
Just like you have, I have this. Let me remove this spacing now. This is the same Roboto. This one is the body. Okay, since it's body, let me make it regular now. It should be regular. I can de-emphasize it. You de-emphasize by adding gray shade, something like gray. You know why you de-emphasize? Okay, you de-emphasize so that it doesn't compete for attention with the main thing. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yeah.
You want something not to compete for attention, you de-emphasize it. Imagine, okay, now look at this now. This is the heading. This is the heading, no? If I add color to this now, especially red, if you look at this, you are going to see this.
Yes.
Is that clear?
Mm.
You're going to see that one. Because this is the one that is emphasized very much. This one is emphasized though, but not as much as this, because this one has color. And especially it has red color. Red is always seeking for attention. Red is just like a lady who likes to be seen every time. So red is an attention seeker. So if you want to de-emphasize, you add something like gray shade. You de-emphasize it. You don't easily notice it. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. But if we are building for high fidelity, if you are designing high fidelity, our gray shade shouldn't be just gray. Gray shouldn't be gray. That makes sense. That makes sense. It doesn't make sense. Okay, all right. Our gray, okay, let me not say gray shouldn't be gray. Our gray shouldn't be gray. We should add. Okay, let me explain. Let me explain. Are you listening? If we are if you are designing for high fidelity, if you are coming up with high fidelity design, we should ensure that everything is visually appealing. Do you get it? Now, people have different ways of de-emphasizing their text and all that. Most of the time, see how they do it. They reduce the opacity. Okay, even if this has red color, some people will just come and do this thing now. Reduce it maybe 20. The device red. Yeah. Do you get it by reducing the opacity? Yeah. Yeah. It now becomes, but this is not the best way to de-emphasize. Yeah. Is that clear? This simply means that you are making the text to appear transparent. Do you get it? That's you are increasing the transparency. It hasn't become very much transparent. So when you put this thing in your design, the background is going to be showing up, because it's somewhat transparent. Is that clear?
Yes.
So you don't de-emphasize this way. Now, why I told you that gray shouldn't be gray, what I should have said is that gray does not necessarily have to be gray, but the same thing. I said the same thing. Now, you can have two things, two colors that you can use to de-emphasize. That's work on your gray. That's gray to get your gray. You have two colors that are always like, as yellow and blue. You know, like blue is just like a general color. There's a saying that if you don't know the color to use, just use blue. If you don't know what to paint with blue. People will accept it. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes.
If you don't know
sir?
the color to use, just can you hear me?
Why? I can. Why should the person use blue? Why?
Actually, blue color. Okay, I would like to explain now. Blue color just. Okay, let me change this thing. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, okay, now blue simply what is symbolized is that's trustworthiness. That's you are trustworthy. Just like you have color, you have red that symbolizes power or danger. Do you get it? Is that clear? You have yellow that's used to show warning. Do you get it? Or something or something if something is warm, it used to show warmness and all that. So that's why I said you rather use yellow or blue. Why? Blue is cold. Blue is cold. It's used to show that's calmness, should I say, coldness, somewhat. Why yellow is warm? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yellow is warm and blue is cold. You can use exactly. You can use it. Now, what I'm saying is this. You need to know how to balance your colors. You can use colors, but you know you consider people that have color blindness and all that. Do you get it? You should know the kind of color that you use so that they will be able to understand what your design. Do you get it? So you can use any color, but try and make sure that it blends. Do you get it? There's a way you use color, it will not blend. So I just said that you can use blue or this thing or yellow to work out your gray. So instead of having gray that looks awkward, you use something that looks appealing, yellow or blue. I now say you should use blue color or yellow color. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I said you can use yellow to work out your gray. Just extract all the yellow in it. The only thing that will be remaining is gray. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and thank you. You reduce the yellowness in yellow. Do you get it? You make it will appear grayish. Do you get it? Then use it as gray instead of using something that looks like this thing. Your design will blend. Is that clear? Now I told you that button should look like what? A button. Okay, now let's look at this now. Okay, for normal convention, there is a way. If you are designing for Android, you know that people will be using their thumb, so it's exactly. So you shouldn't make the zoom, and especially if there is another button that is close to it. If it's too tiny, people would have difficulty that's pressing the button or clicking. And people might even click the other one because it's too tiny. So that's why I told you about this law. I told you that this law said that the time it will take you to reach a particular button is a function of the distance and size of that button. The time it will take you to reach that button is a function of the distance and size. So what will determine the time it will take you to reach the button is distance and also the size. If it's far away, you are going to spend time taking your hand up or taking your hand down. Is that clear? And if it's small, it's going to take you time trying to be precise in order not to click somewhere else. So whenever you are using buttons that are too small, the spacing should be bigger. Now, if we are designing for Android now, for smaller buttons now, that's you have the range 42, 60, 72. So 42, 60, 72 for maximum. Now let's give this one. This is 42 by 42 now. Let's look at this now. Let's round the corner. Okay, I don't know if I've shown you this. Look at if you come over to this place. Okay, I should have shown you this. Okay, let's import our frame. You know how to import your frame, right?
Yes, sir.
That one is sorted. So you have your frame here. This thing is a frame, this button, this thing that we want to use as our button now is here. Here, this is alignment section. This is used for alignment. Is that clear? This one means align left. If I click here, it aligns left. Is that clear?
Yes.
This one means align That's align horizontal center, just center. Eh? It will go to center. Is that clear? This one means align right. Go to the right. Eh? It goes to the right. Eh? For those of you who might be saying, "Oh, I'm not sure if this thing is in the center or here," you don't need to start using your eyeballs to measure. Just like once left, you are sure is there. Is that clear? This one is align top. Go to the top. Eh? Is that clear? This one is align vertical center. Go to the middle. Eh? Vertical center. Sorry. Vertical center is this. Rather, this one is align bottom. Now, if you are designing, you have this one. This thing goes. This is just like there is a what do you call it? Cardinal plane, right?
Yes.
Cardinal plane. So is a cardinal plane. So if I change this one to, let me say 90 degrees. 90 degrees, Abby? Yes, thank you. So okay, let me give this color. Let me make it red. I don't know if okay, let me make it yellow. Sorry, see if you can be able to see it. Can you see this? Eh? Okay, is it tiny? Let me increase. Let me just make this. Is it better now? Is it better now? Now you have this y-axis and x-axis. Is that clear? You have y, then minus y. X and minus x. Y is up. You have minus y, x, minus x. That's cardinal points now. Yes, minus y is down. Yes, that's what I'm saying. You have y, then you have minus y down here. You have minus y, then you have x here. You have x here. You have minus x here. Is that clear? I just want to illustrate something. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, this thing is just like is moving in a cardinal plane. Every object you have here. Is that clear? You can be seeing the. Can you see it? It's red lines. You can see it. Yes. So anywhere is moving is telling you the, should I say the axis? Thank you very much. It's telling you the axis. Is that clear? So it's showing you your position on this frame. Is that clear? Now, if I want to this thing, if I want to duplicate this frame and I want this particular object to be in the same position. Now, okay, if I say If I duplicate this thing now, I'm going to still have the same thing because I'm just copying this thing now. But let me assume that, I have new Android frame here, and I have a different element. Let me say ellipse, and I want this ellipse to have the same position, to be in the same place as this particular one now. I don't need to start, try arranging it to be in the up position. I'm just going to know the axis, the location, x and y axis. So I'll just click this one now. I'll see 180 on the x plane, and 211 on the y axis. Then I'll just give it. That's 180, 211. I give it 180, 211. It comes to that place. Is that clear? Okay. So that's for this. Now I'm telling you about buttons. You have width and height. You see that place you have W. That means width. Width. Is that clear? That's the width.
Yes.
Then the place you have H is the height of your elements. Is that clear? So you can, if I have this one now, if I want, let me use this one, rather. You see, I can make it 1000. You see how big? Do you get it? The same thing. If I increase the height 100, the height will increase. I make the height 1000. I'll get a circle. Because the circle has equal height and width. Is that clear? So that's it. Now here is the rotation. If you want to rotate your elements, you can rotate. That's if you don't want your button to be like this. If you want it rotated, not recovered. Let's rotate this thing 45 degrees. 45. You see, it's rotated 45 degrees. If you can rotate it, if you rotate it 90, you are not going to notice. But it rotated 90 degrees. Okay, let's see 60 degrees now. You see? So you can rotate anything, in any degree you want, any elements in your artboard. Okay, now I told you this is called workspace canvas. Or you call it an artboard. They're all the same thing, different terminologies. Okay. Now here, let me make this 0. So, okay. So here is corner radius. If you want to curve the edge, you can curve it. Okay. Let's just illustrate so you'll be able to see. Okay, let me just give this button so you'll be able to see it. Which color do we use? Blue. Okay. So if you curve this 5, you notice the edge is a bit curved. Do you get it? If you curve this 30 now, you see, you can curve anyhow you want. So buttons are not necessary, does not necessarily have to be just flat. like that. You can put, what do they call it, a fizzy to your button. Eh? So that's for corner radius. Is that clear? Okay. Now here is where you constrain. You can constrain an element, maybe center. Do you get it? You constrain it just like you are fixing, you fix an element there. But where you are going to see the importance of this is when we start prototyping. You are going to see some things that looks like magic. If you start constraining, people, if I post my what I prototype, people will be asking me, which software did you use? This is not Figma. But the truth is this: if I want something to scale the way people will be surprised, I'll constrain that thing. That's what something people don't know. I don't know. If I do it, people will use Figma. I don't know why they don't know it. I just discovered it on my own. It's going to scale smoothly if you fix something. So when we start prototyping, you are going to see it. So you can fix position when scrolling. When this thing is important is during prototyping. So here you have layers, blah blah blah, pass through. The way you want to, you can. It is a normal. You can make it overlay. You can make it a difference and all that and all that. But this is not important. Now, so here is fill color. Fill, where you add color. Any color that you choose will be added. You know, I told you we are using HSL. You know, yesterday I told you that we would rather use HSL. HSL stands for hue. What? Thank you. Thank you. Clap, clap. Okay. Hue, saturation, and lightness. I told you what hue means. Hue is the color. Which color do you want to use? That's the hue. Now, the saturation is the amount of color in it. Thank you. Just like the proportion of color in it. The lightness is the amount of light in that color. For instance, now, I told you about that's color wheel. In color wheel, you have that's 360 degrees, right? So the three colors will divide the 360 degrees, and they each have what? 120. True or false? True. So from 0 to 120, you have red boundary. Do you get it? Then from 120 to 240, you have what? Green boundary. Do you get it? And every other color that is extracted from green will be inside that green boundary. Is that clear? Now you also have from 240 to 360, you have what? Blue. Now, if I want to set my assuming now if I want to choose my blue now, blue is what? 120 to 240. That's 240. So 240. You see, blue. Now, saturation. Do I want it to have all the blue I want? I want it to have all the blue. I'm going to make it 100. That's the blue. Then the amount of light. Do I want it to have normal amount? If I want it to have normal amount, I'll make it 50. Normal. That's the normal blue. Or do I want to make it 100? Too much light. or maybe 99 or 98. You see the blue is looking like white. That's why I told you that you shouldn't, in fact, don't use white. Eh? Don't use white. Just use that color. Design a monochrome. You must not use monochrome. You can just get two colors. Do you get it? But let one de-emphasize one color. You de-emphasize one. Is that clear? One will dominate. One color should dominate. Eh? Is that clear? It's good. Eh? You know, I told you about minimalist design, didn't I? Eh? Minimalist design. You should make your design look simple. Every design should be simple. Now, I told you about if you want to design, you come up with your wireframes. Okay, now let's look at this button now. Is that clear? Hope you all can hear me, Henrietta.
Yes, I can hear you.
Lota. Okay, now, does this look like a button? It's looking like a button. But it's not looking like a button. Is that clear? It's a button, but it's looking like a button, but it is not looking like a button. Why? I told you that a button should look like a button. It is a button, no, but it's not looking like a button because it's not clickable. This is just a flat stuff that we have here. Is that clear? Now, how do we make this thing to look clickable?
Effect. Add shadow.
Who said that? Who said that? Who said add shadow?
Okay, I did.
Stephanie. You Stephanie.
Yes,
I said that, they don't give 10. Did you hear her? What did she say? Thank you. Shadow, everything, everything you have in the world has shadow. Every single thing has shadow. You have shadow. You have shadow. When you have shadow, when you have shadow, your element, or should I say your object, or your button will appear clickable. Shadow gives it elevation. Shadow gives elevation. It will become like elevated, like it is standing. Is that clear? Now look at this. Let me drop some now. Effects. I go to effects. Okay, I've not told you about stroke. Stroke means line. You see it? I just added stroke now. You see it? Let me increase the stroke so you see. I'll make it 8. Have you seen it? Yeah. Give this guy 5. 5. Stroke is just border, like border. Now stroke. You can give stroke. You can select the type of stroke you want to give here. Whether it's one stroke. You can also select that's the amount of stroke, how big the stroke will be. This is 8. You can give it 2 or 3. Is that clear? You can also select the type of stroke, whether it's solid or dash or whatever. If I make it dash now, you see? Can you see it? To have dash. Okay, is it the color? Do you have problem with the color? No, it's because it's projector. Okay, okay, let's use, can we use green? Gray. Can you see gray? Gray on white? Is this better or we use green? Is this better? Okay. Why you're saying that way is because this is projector because of lights. It's very okay. If you have it in your listing, you see it's very okay. So because green is relatively light color, that's why I shouldn't saturate it more. So you are able to see. I made it 50. The saturation is 50. Then the lightness is 50. Is that clear? That's 120, 50, 50. You know, I told you that you should. Yes. But Stephanie said that. You don't see sharp. You don't see sharp. No. Listen. 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 Are you listening? Even not for you button. Now is to make it clear that the elevated. It is 11. But there is still here. Let me, maybe I don't know if is it interfere. Is this not? Is it better or should I change the color? Is it better now? Can you see it? I don't know if it's because you guys are very far. I don't know. Just do it. Okay, you have your own Figma. Just do the same thing. You see the shadow is there now. I don't know if it's because you are far. I can see it very clear here. Eh? I told you that the essence is not to make. Are you listening? You are not using. The shadow is not ogo that used to cook food. Is that clear? It's not for you to see the shadow, but to make the button appear elevated, to appear clickable. When something appears elevated, do you get it? When it appears is elevated, that it has some level of elevation, then it can be pressed down. Do you get it? When button appears to be up a bit, that means it can be pressed down. Is that clear? Yes. Thank you. Now, but there is a problem here. Who can tell me? Yes, with the shadow.
The color is too different from the button color.
Who said that? Who said that? I think that's definitely. See. Who said that?
Is it that the color is too different from the button color?
Is it Henrietta? Oh, maybe it's Stephanie. So, see what she said, yeah? She said that the problem with this, are you listening? Yes. Is that the shadow, is looking different from the button color. Yes. Now let me ask you now, let me ask you a question. If let me say if I spray my clothes here, if I use my clothes to cover here, what shadow will it cast? Black. Blue clothes will cast black shadow. Clothes, a blue. Okay. If I outside the color of the clothes, why then do you assume it's black? That's what you think. That's what you think. You think that shadow is black. You know, I told you, there's something I told you. I told you what I told you yesterday. Black is not dark. I told you that black is not dark. Dark is not black. I told you that dark is not black. Thank you. Black is absence of light. Give this guy a 5. Is that clear? That this clothes will cast a color that is dark. Does not mean that the color is that clear? So it's going to cast a shadow that is greenish. A greenish shadow. Green button will cast a greenish shadow. A blue button will cast what? Thank you. Clap. Clap for yourselves. You don't want to clap for me. Clap for yourselves. Okay. All right. So that's the problem with this. Is that clear? So we are going to go to this place. And now change the shadow to green. Is that clear? We can make it. Let's make it 10. Or we can make it 5 to appear very dark. you can increase this. If you think this is something you toggle, if you think it's too dark, you can make it maybe 25 and increase this one. That's the quantity of that particular color in it. Yes. Can you see it? Can you see it? Now, okay, you know, I told you here. Okay, let me show you here. Now, this part, you have drop shadow. Drop shadow is used to drop shadow. It's going to drop shadow. Now you have X, and Y. Is that clear? Before you have your color and the percentage amount of the color. Then you have broad and spray. Now let's look at X and Y. Now, when you drop shadow, let's go back to this cardinal point axis. When you drop shadow to X, sorry, to Y axis, let's start from Y. When you drop shadow to Y, that's positive Y. Is that clear? Yes. When you draw shadow to Y, it comes here. Drop shadow comes here. Is that clear? Yes. When you drop shadow to positive Y, it comes down. It comes down. Do you understand now? Yeah. When you drop shadow to X, positive X. Now, when I say positive, I mean when you draw shadow to Y, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 200, 1 million, it comes down. When you draw shadow to X, positive X, which is X, being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, it comes here. Drop shadow X axis here. When you draw shadow to minus Y, minus Y, you draw shadow to minus Y, it comes here. Let me say minus drop shadow. When you drop shadow to minus X, it comes here. You should know this. Even if you are creating an illustration, this thing will help you. This thing I'm telling you now. Not everybody knows this. So when you draw shadow to Y, it comes down. When you draw shadow to X, it comes right. When you draw shadow to minus Y, up. Just know that minus is the opposite of plus. When you draw shadow to Y, it comes down. Then when you draw shadow to minus Y, it goes up. When you draw shadow to X, it goes right. When you draw to minus X, it goes left. Now, when you drop inner shadow, what I just said now is shadow. Now, inner shadow, the opposite is the case. If I drop shadow now, I drop inner shadow rather. Inner shadow. If I drop inner shadow to Y, it is here. If I drop inner shadow to minus Y, Minus yi means having -1, -2, -3, -4. When you give it value that is minus, negative, the shadow, inner shadow, it will go up. So when you drop inner shadow that is minus y, it comes down. When you drop inner shadow to x, it comes. You see the opposite of drop shadow. Now, when you drop inner shadow to minus x, comes here. Is that clear? Okay, now look at this now. Look at this our button now. What did I do? I dropped shadow. Where did I drop shadow? X, y axis. I told you that y is what? Down. That's why the shadow is here below. Is that clear? Yes. So now this button is now looking like a button. We can increase the number if you think it's not looking enough, or we can increase the color, that the saturation, or reduce it, as the case may be. We can increase this to 8. It becomes bigger. Is that clear? Say no. Why no? What's happened to the inner shadow? Not getting it. What are you not getting? The inner shadow, the drop shadow. What don't you understand? Let me explain. Inner shadow. Okay, I said that inner shadow is just opposite of drop shadow. So if the inner shadow y, that's if drop shadow y is dropping down, which means inner shadow y will drop up. Is that clear? It's just opposite. Opposite of drop becomes the inner shadow. Then I told you that if drop shadow y is down, drop shadow minus y will be up. Is that clear? So as drop shadow minus y is up, that means inner shadow y will also be up. And inner shadow minus y will be down. Is that clear? Opposite of drop shadow. Okay, now we are going to see this now. We are going to see drop shadow and inner shadow now. Okay, let me just reduce the. Let me make this 6. I hope our button is now looking like a button. Is it now looking like a button? Why? Why no? You still what? Too little. You want big shadow. No, see, it's okay. If that's what he thinks, maybe that's what he thinks. He thinks that the shadow is too small. But don't wreck your design. You are not cooking soup, ogu soup, with this shadow. You are just trying to make the button appear clickable. Maybe it's because this is projector. That's why you have seen it that way. I don't know. But the shadow is enough just to convey the impression that it is clickable. You can click it. Is that clear? We can increase the shadow if you want to. Let's increase it. Do you like this one? Okay, it's not okay. Okay. Assuming that we want this one to be submit button. Okay, we say Submit. We can make this bold. This submit should be centralized actually. Sometimes you might not know how to place it in the middle. You don't need to worry about that in Figma. So just you have the text selected. You hold your shift key down, shift on your keyboard, and you click on that object. You selected the two. Then you go to here. Align horizontal center. You click it. You are sure it's aligned horizontally. Then you go to this one, align vertical center. You click here. Is that clear? Now look at, I typed it now. Okay, let me come again. Look at this. I picked my text. Can you see it? I click on T, which is text. Or I can press T on my keyboard, the same thing. I click anywhere I want to type. You see the insertion pointer blinking. Then I type submit. Is that clear? Okay. Now I can bold this thing. Okay, it's now bold. Then I place it. Now I want this thing to be in the middle. But I don't know where to place it. Do you get it? I don't know where middle is. I don't know if I'm there or not. Then I don't need to worry. So what I will do is, this is selected. I will hold down shift and click on the button. As I've selected the two. Now I will come here. I will say align horizontal center. Is that clear? I will click here. Is that clear? I will also go to this part. Align vertical center. I will click here. Is that clear? I'm not sure. Is it the center? Is that clear? So I can now give this one color. But I told you I don't like using white. So I'm going to give this, it should be a very light color. So I can make this 50 and make this 90 or 98. It's still green, but very light green. Is that clear? So now there is also something with this button. It's now looking clickable, but it's not enough. Why? Why? What happens? What happened here? Who can tell me? No, the button is looking okay. Forget about the shadow is okay. I don't. Is there anything? If you think the shadow is not okay, you come up with. We can still adjust this. You know, while we are working, you might say this is not very fine. Okay, that's very good. But we are not. It's already over. Okay, no, not really. We are not trying to prototype or state the state of the button. Okay, now let me explain. Maybe now there's something you need to understand. Stephanie said something. She said what? That we should draw shadow. Because if we draw shadow, it's going to give this elevation. But you don't ask yourself, why did this thing have shadow? Why? To be clickable. True. But why will something have shadow? Why will something have shadow? Give it a 20. Give it 20. Without light, there will be shadow. Is that clear? It's light that casts shadow. True or false? True. And where does light come from? Where does clap for that lady? I think she said, "Oh, light comes from above." Clap for her. I said what? Light comes from above. Eh? For this thing to have light will come from above and cast shadow below. True or false? True. So if there's shadow below, there should be light above. That's how you make your bottle to look like a button. It can't have. Did this appear from nowhere? How can it have shadow below? There's no light above. Is that clear? Now look at the mistake people do. They want to emphasize that light comes from above. They are going to add shadow up. Eh? See what they do. For some people, it looks okay. Look at. They will also drop shadow. Eh? Now, they will not make this shadow what? -6. So that it will be up. Eh? Do you get it? You know, I told you that negative up. Eh? Is that clear? Are you confused? If you are confused, ask question. I told you that if you cast shadow to y, it goes down. -y will be up. Now we casted shadow -y. Yeah? So the other one was 6, which is y. Now I gave this one -6. Which should be up. That's why the shadow is now up. Is that clear? Now, people who want to, this is okay, somewhat, but not very okay. So they are going to change this color to green, make it 120. Make this 100 and make this maybe 88 or 90. But it's not. Thank you. So look at this. This is looking okay. It's looking okay. Is that clear? There is a light that comes from above. Now, if you look at this, you notice that this looks elevated and it looks like a button. Is that clear? But there is a little but now. The edge of that up should show that light is coming from there. Is that clear? The edge. Because lights have to come from that side before it will be able to cast shadow below. Is that clear? You said what? What's your question? Yes. Okay, now. But this thing, listen, are you listening? This depends on the point we are viewing the button from. Is that clear? Now, if you look at this button, it looks like it's facing you. Is that clear? Are you listening? Is that clear? The button looks like it's facing you. You can just press it. That's how it looks. Now, if you draw shadow, I told you when you draw shadow, that's inner shadow. when you drop inner shadow, yeah, to negative y, it comes with where?
Down.
Thank you. Now, listen. Get it straight. Wait. When you draw shadow, to y, where does it come? Down. Now, when you drop shadow to minus y, it goes up. Thank you. Now, when you drop inner shadow to y, you drop inner shadow, you make it an inner shadow. Is that clear? Now, it doesn't have to be too much. You can give it 1 or 2. Is that clear?
Yes.
Can increase it, make it 99. Look at how the edge now shows that really there is a light coming from there. Do you notice the difference? The edge now shows that there is a light. Is that clear? I told you that before shadow will be casted below, lights have to come from above. Is that clear? So light cannot come from above and the edge will be looking dark. That's where the light is coming from, will be looking dark. It's not portable. Is that okay? So if the light is coming from above, that place should say yes, light is coming from here. Is that okay? Is that okay? Now that's how to make your button to do what? Look like what? A button. Is that clear?
Yes.
Thank you. You're lost. All right. Let's find you. Yes.
When I tried the drop shadow, I actually dropped it.
See what you did. Yes, I know what's happened. What happened is this. You drop inner shadow. Okay, you drop shadow and also drop inner shadow. Okay, you drop inner shadow. Maybe you drop inner shadow to the same axis. Just check. If you are dropping, look at this. I have my drop shadow. My drop shadow y-axis. I then dropped another shadow. Do you get it? Which is minus y. To be up. Is that clear? But that one is a light because that's light. Because light is coming from there. Is that clear? That's why I gave it too much light. I made it 100. I made the saturation 100 and I made the lightness 99 or 98. Do you get it? So we'll have excess light because light is coming from there. Is that clear? Now, the inner shadow, I drop inner shadow y, that's 2 to the y-axis. Check if it's like that your own. I used to just the edge. I wanted the edge to have that light. I got to y. Why that y? That y-axis. If you put minus, it's going to go up. Yes. Minus 6. It should go up now. Are you sure it's y or x? Y. It should go up. Yeah, that shadow is opposite. If you want it to come down, eh? Yes, now. Eh? I used to. Yes.
For X,
Why?
X plus minus.
I did not use X. Eh? The same color. Because light is coming from above, the color has to have too much light proportion. Is that clear? See, look, eh? See what I did here? Are you listening? Love look. Yeah. The first shadow I dropped, the first one, was 8 to the y-axis. I made it 6, and this guy said it was too small. Do you get it? I increased it to 8. That's the one down here. And I made the color green, which is 120, 50, 45, because shadow has to be relatively dark. It has to be darker than the distance. So, and I told you that the shadow can't be black. I told you it's not. That something is that does not mean it is black. So it has to be green, but that green. So 120, 50, 45. Do you get it? Then I reduce the proportion. I made it 34. Do you get it? So I drop another shadow. I made it -6 so that it will go up. That's where the light is coming from. Is that clear? Now I gave it 120, 190, so it will be too light. That's excess light. Is that clear? Then I made it 25. You can make it 30. Do you get it? 25 is okay. If the shadow is on that. Okay, are you asking if you can make it? Okay, what are you saying? Is it the light you are going to make 100 or the shadow? You give it 100, that's light. No, shadow should be dark. Yes.
So why do you make it down?
Yes, it's because it's light. If you make it the same 50, you're not going to notice anything. Do you get it? So it has to be light. You can still reduce this thing if you are doing your design. You might not want it to be too light. Like me, I don't like, just like this guy said that this shadow is too much, it's too small. Me, I don't like too much shadow. You just need to drop it. Just make it, don't overdo it. Just make it appear. What you want to convey is that this is clickable. You want to just make it to look clickable. Once you make it, just it will feel elevated. It's okay. You don't overdo it. You can just you can even reduce the lightness to 90. It's still okay. It will still work. Are you there? Okay. Is it okay? Should I proceed? Okay. Now I told you, I told you about wireframe. I told you about wireframes. Is that clear? For you to start your design, you should have wireframes. I just decided to just sketch, just more simple something stuff. This is it. Okay, let me see if I can transfer this to the laptop. Now, I just want to share so that you'll be able to see this thing. Yeah? Be able to see this wireframe. I told you that before you come up with a design, you do your wire framing. You get your low fidelity prototype. That's low fidelity wireframe. Then you add, before you add colors. I just want to show you simple how to do it. You start from paper sketch. Is that clear?
Yes.
Let's see. Now, this is this thing I just sketched. I just sketched this thing. I want to know if we can. Okay, let me just duplicate this thing. Yes, let me just duplicate. Let's just look at this one. Okay, and okay, let me just. Some of you were, I was telling you something about mirroring yesterday. Okay, now let me use mirror now, so you'll be able to understand mirroring. I want to get this thing now, this particular wireframe. I did. I don't want all these ones. Is that clear?
Yes.
I only want this one because that's the one we want to look at now. I just sketched it. So what I will do is I will just draw rectangle over it because it looks like a rectangle. True or false? You see it? I'll right click and I will send it to back. It's now at the back. I want you to hold this image, this particular section. That's why I'm putting it at the back. So it will be able to hold it. Then I will hold my shift. I will select this entire picture. Then I will click on here, use mask. Exactly.
No.
I said no. What's not clear?
Go.
Okay, let me go back. Are you there? If you are taking us back, that means we are not going, because I thought maybe today we would do at least small stuff now. So, but if you keep taking me back, no, I'm not telling you not to be asking questions. You should be asking questions, but if I'm talking to you, listen. Not after explaining myself, I will still explain myself again. So, look at this. You said you don't understand. Look now. So, you have this now. I just want this thing. This is the thing I want. Two ways I can do it. I can decide to trace the line. Just trace the line. Is that clear? I'll just trace the line. That's one way. Let me remove you. Maybe you will not know how to trace lines. So, or I get my rectangle. I click on rectangle. I just need to cover that place I want. Is that clear?
Yes.
Then I will right click I will say send to back so that it will go to the back. I want it to hold this thing that I want to. So I'll send it to back. Then I'll hold shift. I'll press down shift key on my keyboard and click on that image. Because the one that is highlighted now is that thing I sent to back. Is the only thing highlighted. Now I want to highlight the image too. I will click on the image. Now both of them are highlighted. I want to use mask. I'll click on here. Do you get it? Now I can easily group. Now they are all there, but I only mask this part. All other thing is hidden. No, for me to be able to use this one freely, I need to group this. I just, Figma is very easy. You don't need to circle the whole thing. Just once you touch it, it's grouped. I just do like this. I'll just press Ctrl G. G. Or you right click and click on group. That's the same thing. So you see it. I now have it. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, let me scale this thing down. I change this thing. I told you that if you scale, that means both height and width will be increasing or decreasing, depending on how you are. Is that clear?
Yes.
So if you are scaling both height and width. You are increasing or reducing it. So that's why I change. I want it to be like this. But in reduced form. That's why I clicked on scale. Yes, to affect both the height and width. You see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I hope you can see it, Henrietta, Stephanie.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So I just kept this thing. I just assume that maybe Mama Nkechi might need a simple stuff. Do you get it? Like that. Or should we look at onboarding? Okay, maybe let's look at this now and look at onboarding. Let's look at onboarding first. Or should we look at this before we look at onboarding? Because I think onboarding is the basic thing that you need to see. How many of you you've been using apps? True or false? You see that one you want to, the app you just installed newly. You'll be seeing things about the app, maybe the seamless service. You see something, illustration that looks like something looking like a cartoon. Will be pictures. You'll be scrolling till it tells you get started. You get it? That is called onboarding screen. That's the first thing that happens. Do you get it? So before you start designing, you should first consider onboarding screen. So okay, now let's look at onboarding now. Let's get our frame. Let's design for Android. Is Android okay? Okay. All right. So we are going to have, let's centralize this. Yes. We are going to have, you can see my screen? I should have sketched this thing on paper before now, but you can still do it. It's wireframe. I pick my destiny. I dropped it. Oh, let me go back. I hope you can see me. I went to this place. I clicked on pen tool. You can leave it this way, but I just want to illustrate that picture should come here. That's what I want to show. That picture should come here. So I click here. With my pen tool, just click. You can still move. You'll find where you want to keep it. you click again. Because I don't want it to connect, I'll just press escape. Then I will go to this part. I click here again. I go to this part. I click again. I press escape. Then I can click done. That is okay. This shows that text has to come here. Is that clear? Okay. Now, but before you start designing, if you start doing your wireframing without having your grid, because we are not actually wireframing with paper, on paper rather, but we are using computer and Figma. Do you get it? So, you know, all these things will now serve as placeholders. Is that clear? So we need to get our grid. So let me click on this frame. When you go to, if you go to here, you are not going to click on that frame. You're not going to select. If you go here, you're not going to select. You have to go to this edge. Top left. Where you have the name. You can click. Or another way to do it is to go to this part. You know, I told you that everything you have in your canvas or your artboard, is here in the layers panel. You can go to here, which is the frame. You click it. It's selected. Or you move here and click. It will also be selected. Now we go to our grid, layout grid. We make this grid, let's make it 30. Is that clear? I told you that it helps us to position things very well. So we can use this thing to just illustrate that a text should come here. Is that clear? I want to use this thing to show that text should come here. Do you understand? We are just wireframing. Or you can type text, it doesn't matter. We are just wireframing. And I'm also using this one to show that another text should come under it. Is that clear? I need to make this one smaller. Because this text is just like the main heading, and this smaller one is just another just a description, you know, saying blah 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 about the product. Then we'll have our what button. I'll make it sorry, 72. Right. Is that clear? Now, I'm using this one to show that there is a button that should be down here that will say maybe proceed, or get started. Maybe this will just act just like welcome. That's the first thing we'll see in our onboarding screen. Do you get it? Telling us about the product, that's the app. Is that clear? So this thing shows picture has to come here. This one shows text. This one shows just description about this thing. Then this is the button. So, okay, we can have, you have time. Now, it's necessary to define your margin. You know the margin. This, alignment. If this is the alignment, nothing should exceed here. Do you get it? That's the essence of using grid. Do you understand? We just choose this particular point where our button ended. Now nothing should exceed this line. So there should be space. There should be space here, equal space between here and here. So does this look good? So we want to get something that is simple, just to get started. Is that clear? So low fidelity wire frame. Is that clear? So now we start adding aesthetics. We duplicate this. So now before we start adding aesthetics, we need to define what the color are we going to use. What color? Okay, blue. Okay. We can design a monochrome, or we just add one, maybe say red. Just use red, balance it. Or let's see how it goes now. Okay, we can still add, I told you about adding. Let's assume that we want to produce something that's used to make payment. Let's just add small effigy to this now. Is that clear? We can just bring this one to front. I just want to style this thing. Then I duplicate this. Just to use it to style.
I always assume that the value will come high fidelity.
Yes, it can come high fidelity. Is that clear? But I just want to use this one to illustrate how the high fidelity would look like. Is that clear? Is that clear? So I just want to define everything we are going to use on time. I did this thing before and I said, let's go back. Because some of you might start saying, why do you incorporate this and that? Now, that something is like this or that does not mean that that's the way you defined it earlier. Now, you can make this thing to look like this. And later, maybe as this thing is, maybe this text has to come inside this picture. Do you understand? It does not necessarily mean it has to be outside. You need to determine. What you did is just a rough sketch, how it should look like. Do you get it? You can say, no, let me just increase it. Do you get it? That's very fine. But since you understand it, let's remove it. Just because of people that may not understand what we are doing, who might tell me, how did this thing come here? Or how did this thing? So that's why I would suggest, if you can define it earlier before you start, it's very okay. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay.
If you don't understand, you ask question now. Not you don't understand. What don't you understand?
I think the design beyond the high fidelity.
He said what?
I think the design is styling. Because this style is just added now. Should be on the high fidelity.
Okay.
Adding it to this one will make it too busy.
Yeah, no, not really too busy, Sha. We are going, you know, when you do your low fidelity, you should try as much as possible to make it appealing somewhat. Do you get it? Yes, because we are touching below fidelity, you want to take it because you want it to look as good as possible before you apply color. Is that clear? Do you understand? Who said he doesn't understand? Now, you can decide, this does not necessarily have to come now. Do you understand? Do you understand? It doesn't necessarily have to come now. But so that you don't say, how did this one enter here? You can leave it this way, for instance. It's like this. You can start doing your high fidelity and you add it. Do you understand? But so that you don't say, how did this one happen or how did that one happen? That's why I'm bringing it now. Is that okay? So high fidelity is just the application of aesthetics, just colors and pictures. That's what makes it high fidelity. Do you get it? Duplicating. You can hold your Alt key, then move it. Just select it, hold your Alt key, then move. So, okay. All right, let's start. So here we want to put, let's say 9:45 a.m. This is going to be regular. Or we make it light. Okay. If you hold your control key, control key, you scroll like you go up, it will zoom in. Is that clear? If you do that same thing, if you scroll down, it will zoom out. Then if you hold your shift, you go up, you move left, right. Okay. See what I'm doing now. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm changing everything we have. Okay. No, before we do this, you know, we've not concluded before. We said, which color do we use? You say blue. Okay. Okay. Blue is okay. Okay, now let's define our color. We use blue. We're using blue. Is that clear? So what are we going to do now? We need different shades of blue. But don't let this thing stress you. You can be comparing and removing. Any two blue that you think they look the same, you remove. You know, only need one that looks like that. Is that clear?
what I mean now. I might start from 5. Is that clear? I might give this one 5, light 5, to get my dark blue. Do you understand? Look, now you can't be discussing and you say you don't understand. Okay, you want to practicalize it. Okay, but listen first. Okay, I'm not. Okay, I'm moving fast. So, all right. So I get to this point. Be fast because we don't have enough time. That's why your stem is not connected. Then you listen now. If your stem is not connected. Okay, all right. Listen, we want to get different shades of blue. We want to use blue. Then our first one will make it 5. To get our dark blue, very dark. We need very dark and very light. Then we need others that we can use to play around with. We have this one. We can make this 10. We can make this 15. But if you look at this now, and you think that 10 and 5, they look the same, you can remove this. You leave only this one, or you remove this, the other one, and leave the other one. You don't need 2 blues that look the same. Is that clear? Or you can increase, instead of doing 5, 5, 5, you can do 10, 10, 10. Just to get different shades that you can use to work with. So I can make this one, maybe let me make this 25. I just need different shades of blue. So it doesn't appear as if I'm lacking color. Do you get it? So I will have enough color to pick from. So I can make this, let me make this 35. If I think it looks like this, I will remove. I don't necessarily need to get every single shade, but just for you to, let me make this 50. Let me just rush this thing because we don't have all the time in the world. Let me make this. Okay, let me duplicate this. Let me make this 70. Make this 75. Make this 80. You can see what I'm doing. I just want to get different shades of blue. Do you get it? So that, you know, some people will tell you, do you know why it's important? Some people will tell you, why would I be using only green? Or why would I be using blue? Just one color. But when you do this thing, it appears as if you have many colors. It's the same one color, but there are not many. So it doesn't appear as if you are lacking colors. So you can make this 85. You can make this 90. You can make this 95. Then let's get our very light color. Let's get 98 or 99. 99, or let's make it 98 so it doesn't appear. All right, we've defined the whole color. We can use another color to complement it too. Is that clear? And especially if you have color that is very close to it on that color wheel, it will blend. Is that clear? Now, again, background does not have to be plain. Background does not necessarily have to be plain. Just put some small stuff. Just add more effigy. Is that clear?
It does not necessarily have to be just plain like that.
Okay, now we can just make this background. We want this background to be, okay, we would have said, let this background be white. Is that clear? But now we are not using white, so we are going to make it very light blue. Instead of using white, we say very light blue. So we are going to use our color picker. This is our color picker. Whenever you open, you see this kind of thing. It's a color picker. You click on it. It asks you which color to pick. You can see it. Then we pick this one, very light blue. It looks like white, but it's not white. We can decide to, add small style to this. We can say, if you like, it's not a must, but you are going to de-emphasize it so it doesn't appear very visible. We are going to take it to back. Now we can give this blue. We'll remove the stroke. Just let's make it this thing transparent. Let's make it 5. Or we can reduce it, or even 2. Is that clear? Who is saying no? If you say no, you ask question. What? Be looking. I don't see. Our time is going. Not if you are not listening, you start telling me no. See what I did. Let me delete this. You can see it. I just wanted to add style. Let our background not be just plain. I can do anything at all. I can decide to get oval shape. I can use blob or even oval shape. Just I can make this maybe blue. I make transparent, maybe 2. Just to de-emphasize this, I'll be adding it to different places. Do you get it? Just to add small style. Do you get it? But especially, I can use another color just to complement it. Since I will just de-emphasize that color, then add it to bring out the beauty. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Now, since we are done arranging this thing, there's no point having grid here. We are just going to remove this grid. So we'll be able to see our work. Is that clear? So, but what I did before here, are you listening? See what I did. What I did was this. I used my pen tool. I used my pen tool. I just wanted to add small style. I clicked here. I click here. I bent it. I told you that if you click and hold, it's going to bend. Just to add style, just design. Is that clear? Then I want to apply color. I take it to back, so it will go to the back. Go to back. What's happened here is that it's not in the frame. Let's do Control X. We click on the frame, we paste it. We take it to back. Do you understand? You know, see, okay, let me go back. Understand this part. See what's happened. There is nothing there. I wanted to add style. But when I was adding to this part, look at this part. I went off the frame because I went off. That's why this design that I added did not enter that frame. Thank you very much. So it did not enter that frame. Do you get it? So that's why when I sent it to the back, it went to back of the frame. Instead of going to the back of every other element in the frame, it went to the back of the frame because it was not inside that frame. Do you get it? So what I did is I used Control X. Control X means cut. Is that clear? Thank you. Cut and paste. That's what I did. Then I highlighted the frame. I clicked on that frame. I said paste, Control V. I pasted it on the frame. Now I can, since it's now inside the frame, I can send it back. Do you get it? Is that clear? Now I can easily add a color. I can make it blue. Sorry. I select it. Just any style you think. If you think this style is good, you leave it. Do you get it? But if it's not good, you remove. If you think it blends well, you leave it. If it doesn't blend well, you remove. So I want to reduce the opacity. Is it clear? Do you understand? You say your own is what? It's not curving. It should curve. Once you click and you hold it, then move it. You're not using mouse. You're going to have. You can still do it using your thought, but get mouse now. I think there is mouse there. So, is that clear? And here, look at this part. Here, pass through. That's where I went and I made it faint. Pass through. Pass through is just for transparency. So now let me go to iconify. I need to add some icon. What? Opacity. You go to pass through now. Can't you find pass through here? Layer. Yes, now use it, reduce it. So listen. Listen. Are you listening? So we can add, let's say, 11, 3.
If I'm trying to drop the tool while
if you try to drop tool, when what happens?
After copying.
Just click on done now. You see done up there. Eh? Click on done now, it will drop. Click done or press escape key. So we are just trying to add aesthetics. Is that clear? So let's go to Iconify. We need some icons. What's the issue? The color is not changing. It's the line that is changing. Maybe you went to stroke. Check if you are in fill. Maybe you are in stroke. Stroke is the line. Why fill is the main. So you can see this. We want to add the things we have on our phone rather. Are you listening? So let's add. Let's say can we say network? Should we say service? We need something like this. So let's import. We click on the one we want, we say import. So it's being imported. So it does not necessarily have to be. So we go back. Iconify. We say back. You see how I'm moving? I'm looking for the one I want. Network bar. I select. Yeah. So this one is 1616. Let's make this 16. Let's choose another one. Maybe this one is too compacted. Search now and type what you want to get. Your search. Yes, now you need internet. Or you leave it and listen. Just look at what I'm doing. Look at what I'm doing. This one. We can easily create that thing. That thing is not hard. Let's just do our own. We have rectangle. Is that clear? What? Why no, sir? Why? What's the problem? You don't understand. What don't you understand? Yes, now. Okay, I said you can easily, if you don't see the one you want, you can easily draw that. Okay, let me go back. Let's just pick one. Forget about drawing for now. So you don't say you are confused. I said that one is easy. This is easy. There is no point wasting our time looking for it. We can easily draw that thing. Okay, your own is not okay. Let's draw it. That's what I'm saying. You get a rectangle. You know, it's just network bar. Yeah, that's service bar. That shows that there is service in your phone. Eh? You select rectangle. It looks like rectangle. That's different rectangles. Eh? Is that clear? So we have our small rectangle. We duplicate. Do you get it? Then we increase the height a bit. Eh? We duplicate. We increase the height a bit. Eh? You duplicate. You increase the height a bit. You duplicate. Maybe I think it's okay. You increase the height a bit. Is that clear? Eh? If you don't understand, you ask questions. I don't like. If you click on Iconify, you search for maybe network, anything that looks like maybe Signal, anything. Let's go to Iconify and search for Signal. Yeah. Let's touch Signal. Yeah. Thank you. You see, it's there now. Okay, we import. Is that clear? Eh? Okay, let's use this one that we imported. Import the icon now. So the next thing we need is battery. We type battery. Eh?
Yes.
We can use maybe this full bar. Let's use this one. Your battery must not. Your battery must not always be full now. We import this one. It's not hard now. Well, let me delete. Listen, are you listening?
Yes.
You go to icon, that's plugin. You go to Iconify. Eh? With type battery. Eh? Eh? Then we search. We click on the one we want. We go import icon. We click. It will be imported. Is that clear? Okay. So if your own comes with a frame, like this, you click outside. Then you click on that one that you want. You move it. It will separate itself. Then you can delete that one. Is that clear? Now, you need to ensure that the space between them is even, the same amount of space. So if you think you did not place it very well, another way to check it, you click on the one you are taking alignment from. You get it? You are taking alignment from. Okay, let me just put back the grid to ensure that it is well placed in there. Do you get it? It not exceed that line. Let me just add another grid. Let me make it 30. Okay, it's not there yet. Let me move it. I'll move it to that point. Now, let me move this one. Now, let me check the distance between this one and this one. I will hold my Alt key. Now, I'll select the first one. I'll hold my Alt key. ALT on your keyboard. And you hover over this one. It shows me I have 5 spaces. As 5 is the space between both of them. So which means the space between this one and this one should be 5 too. Do you get it? So I will select this one and I will hold Alt again. Then I'm using my arrow key, moving it closer. I need to get 5. You see, this is 5. True or false? Yes. So the space between them is even. Now, here has to contain our illustration. Do it now. I said you should do it. Okay, all right. Continue. All right. I want you to get to here. Okay, see what I did here. Import the icon first. If you have something like, okay, let me import an icon. Which one do you want to import? Are you all following? If you don't understand, you ask questions though. Please, I don't want you to say that I'm fast. Victoria, which one do you want to do? The battery. Okay. I selected battery. What are you doing with battery percentage? You can include it now if you want. Yeah, listen, you import icon. Have you imported icon? Have you clicked on import icon? Okay, you have something like this. Yes, now type battery and you click search. Anything that you want. If you want that bar, network bar, you type signal. Then you search signal. If I want Facebook icon, I type Facebook. Are you there? You have something like this. Okay, see what I did here. I click outside. I want to remove it from this thing. Then I will click on that battery. I'll move it down. I separated it from that frame. Have you done it? Have you done it? Yeah. Now go to this place. Hello. Now, the battery is selected, Abby. If you are there, you tell me now. If the battery is selected, go to this place. This place. Go to this place. This place. For those that don't know how to scale, that's why I'm going to this place. I don't need to go to this place because it's just wasting my time. But so you understand, madam, are you there? Go to this place. Here now, then click. Eh? Go to scale. Click on scale. Because I want this battery to have this proportion. That's the same width and height, but then reduce it. Eh? You get it? Now, since I've changed it to scale, then you go to this edge or by the side anyhow. Just ensure that your mouse will change to this one. This arrow, two edged arrows. Now, you hold and you drag. You drag. You're dragging one end to the other. That means reducing. Is that, have you done that? Just reduce it. Eh? If you think you've reduced it enough, you take it to where you are, where it should be. Eh? Then, if it's too big, you still reduce. Eh? Until it becomes sizable. You reduce and zoom, you reduce and zoom. I think I like this one, Seth. Let me use this one. Is that clear? Who say he doesn't? She doesn't understand. You are there. Should we proceed? Okay. Thank you. Now, something has to come here. Illustration. We don't have okay, I think I have one illustration. Okay, let me see if I can. No. You need to install a plugin called install a plugin called what was it called? You need to install plugin. There is illustration plugin. Just you can type illustration plugin. Do you get it? Yes. So there's a plugin called, I think, free illustration and all that. But if you have network access, just go to Undraw. Undraw. Type undraw.co. Undraw.co. Website. UN, yes, Undraw. Is that clear? You can browse. You can click on browse now. Browse now. You see a button. Say browse now. Are you there? Are you there? Okay, you are there. I hope we are all there, Abi. So why Undraw? Undraw is a good website for all these illustrations. You know, I told you you can create your own illustration. Do you get it? It's for those that don't know how to create. Me, I showed you the one I did. I create even 3D illustration and 2D illustration. So all these ones are too small for me. So you can create your own illustration that you want, but this is a very good website for illustrations. If you don't know how to create. Now, you can change the color and select the color that you want. But since we are using blue, there is no point changing color. Do you get it? Do you understand? You know, I told you that what you are using in your design should always blend with the color that you are working with. Is that clear? So you cannot be designing with blue and you are picking illustration that is red, or unless you want to incorporate red in your design. Is that clear? Yeah. So that your design should be consistent. So we select the one we want. If you don't see anyone that you want, you can click on search Eh? Okay, now let's set for we need to determine the type of onboarding that we want to build. Is it for business? Is it for service or anything? So that we'll be able to know what we are searching for. Do you get it? Eh?
Yes.
So assuming that we are assuming that we want to we are doing onboarding for maybe business that maybe something like mobile banking business. Do you get it? We can just say online payments, for instance, and see if we can be able to see. Okay, maybe mobile pay. I want to say I want this one. Do you get it? If I want this one, I'll just click on that one and click on download SVG for your project. It will download. Is that clear? Then I will now go to my download, and I will import it. But this is not the one I downloaded. No. Okay, this is the one I downloaded. Look, I think I like the other one too. If you want to import, you download. Okay, want to import, you can just drag it and drop in your Figma. Is that clear? Or you can just copy and paste there. Is that clear? Yeah? Mm-hmm. So, are you following? I'm going to replace this thing with this. Is that clear? Now I'm going to adjust it so fit in. Is that clear? Who said no? If you don't understand, you ask questions now. I'm not saying no. I just centralize it. I told you if I want it to be at the center, I'll just click here to align center. What don't you understand? If you don't understand, you ask question. I will delete this one. I can decide I don't want anything gray. I can decide to give this here. I can make it sorry. I'll see. You can open all colors so that you'll be able to see all of them. Just need to. I can decide to give it blue. So you can play around with that color if you want. Hold now, click and hold now. You hold and drag or you copy and you paste.
You are working, you are doing another thing. We are working, we are doing another thing. Let's start. Let's continue.
Let's go. Let's complete.
Let's do what?
Let's complete.
Do what? Complete.
Complete our work finish.
Okay. Complete this one. Okay. Okay. I am now. Let's complete this one. Eh? Are you there? Let's continue. Then something has to come here. Let's just say let's say your one stop app. Is that clear? We make it bold. We give it 18. And we place in the middle. That's center. We centralize it. We type something now. We are now taking this thing to high fidelity. So we are changing all those things, all those nonsense things that we are there before. Your one-stop app. You can type anything there. It must not be one-stop app. So assuming if you place it, that's if you place it upon the object, and you want to delete that object, you can hold Control key and you right click. Now, if you place it on top of the object, maybe rectangle that you dropped, do you understand? Then you can hold Control key, then you right click. You'll be able to see everything under it. You see rectangle. I have it as rectangle 8. I can click it. That means I selected that rectangle. Because if I try to select that rectangle now, it won't allow me. Do you understand? So that's why I just right click. I hold Control. I right click. It's going to show me everything under that part I'm right clicking on. Then I go to select that rectangle. I click delete. It will go out. Do you understand? So I need text. Text has to come here. Text has to come here. Do you understand? So I don't know what to type, but I'm just going to generate some nonsense and paste there. Lorem ipsum. Do you understand? Lorem ipsum, it will ask me to select the text area. I'm just going to select this part. I'm just going to change this thing from sentences to words.
5 words, generate. Or if it's too small, let me just make it 15. It sounds too fast. Are you here? Yeah? Are you here? Who said I'm fast? Are you there? Are you there? I don't know. You always play. I don't know. You'll be playing and you're telling me that I'm fast. Look now. Are you there? Okay, let's generate some text. We want text generator. So we are going to use what? Lorem ipsum. So we go to our plugin. Okay. We click here. It will ask us to select the text area. We click on T. That's text. Yes. We are going to use T to select the text area now.
Yes.
Do you understand? If he asks us to select text area, we'll click on T. Then we select where we want the text to appear. Is that clear? Then it will ask us how many words or sentences or paragraphs we want. Is that clear? Then I can choose, let me say, I want 2 paragraphs. I click generate. I can delete, I can just edit this thing. I click on it because the text, there are too much, there are too many. I just click T. I just select it and press T. You can see it. Can you see it? Then I can easily, I can click inside. You see my insertion pointer. Is that clear? Okay. All right, let's go back. Because why it generated too many text? Do you get it? I want to reduce it. Well, let's go back. Let's just try and generate text. Okay. Let's go back to that point, to that place. Lorem ipsum. We click on T. We select here. Let's change this one from paragraph to words. Let's say generate, let's say 9 words. We're now using words so that it will not generate too many. 9. We say generate. Is this okay? This is okay. So let's reduce this one. Now, if you are working, there is hierarchy. There is hierarchy. Normally, you will use golden ratio. We use golden ratio to determine hierarchy. Golden ratio is just like Fibonacci spiral. Who knows Fibonacci spiral? Okay. No, this guy, he knows now. Fibonacci spiral now. You know, okay, maybe next time we will talk about Fibonacci spiral. Everything in the universe, there is a pattern that they follow. Occurrence. Do you get it? Sometimes they might be saying, oh, why is it that this thing is always producing 2, 2, 2? Or this thing is appearing 3, 3, 3. It's Fibonacci spiral who explain that. Do you get it? So now golden ratio, the number is 1.618. 1.618. So we add to get a higher hierarchy, or we divide to get a lower hierarchy. So this font here, this typography now, this is 18. Is that clear? So let's divide 18 by 1.618. What do we have? 1.618. 8. What do we have? That's 18 divided by 1.618. What? Okay, thank you. Let's use 11, or we can use 12, depending. Let's use 11. Do you get? Do you understand? We position center. So we delete this thing. So this one, listen, listen. Listen. Are you listening? So you know how we use our grid to structure all these things. These things they are in place. Now, if you look at this is just like the main heading. And this should be like maybe text describing this one. Is that clear? So this one should not be competing with this one. Is that clear? Yeah. So what do? We de-emphasize this one. We need to de-emphasize it. By making it look gray. Is that clear? Because it's competing for attention now with this one. Look at it's dark and this one is dark. If you look at it, they look similar. Is that okay? So we are going to make this first. We are going to make this regular, not bold. Regular. We change it to regular. At least the attention seeking has reduced. Is that clear? So it's now regular. So if we think it's also still seeking for attention, it's not seeking for attention now. It's now okay. We make it look grayish. We can still, I told you that 2 ways we can do it. We can make it a cool gray by giving it bluish color a bit. Or we make it warm by using yellow. Do you get it? So, but let's continue first. So here we need to color our button. So it has to be blue, true or false. So if you are picking our button, you know, we have colors here, color palettes. Here, we choose one. So the one that should be seeking for the most attention is this one. Is that clear? So we give it color. We can choose to round the corner. Or we can make it 15 rounded, or 12. 12 is still okay. It depends. Is that clear? Okay. Now a button, this button should say maybe proceed. I told you how to round this thing. Now you go to corner radius. You put the value. So our time is almost up, but let's proceed. So should we stop? Should we continue? Okay. So let's give this one. So if you want this one to be dark, I told you we don't use black. Is that clear? Just give it dark blue. Instead of leaving it, give it dark blue. Use color picker, give it dark blue. Is that clear? This one shouldn't be black. Still, we can give it light. Okay. Then we make it Is it better? Let's remove this grid to be able to see what you are doing. Is it better?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think it's better? Okay. So this button should be what should this say? Okay, let's add that Ephesians now. Eh? Is that clear?
Yes.
We can add, make it let's give it this blue. Eh? Then we can lighten this maybe pass through, sorry. Make it, let's see, it's in. If we want to introduce, we can equally introduce. You're trying to look up. Okay. All right. Okay. We are going to round up now. Let's just finish. So we can introduce red if you want to just introduce another color to complement it. It's true. But we are going to de-emphasize it. If we want to use it too, do you get it? I don't know. I used it here, but I de-emphasized it. It's not very much visible here. Is that clear? Do you understand? Or should we remove it? You can remove it if you don't like it. But what I'm saying is this: you can just add small style to your design. Do you get it? Yes. Now we don't want it to seek for attention. Just to use it to design. So I say proceed. I think they want to lock up, so maybe we'll continue tomorrow. But tomorrow we have something else. We need to talk about design thinking tomorrow. Please, how many of you did what I asked you to do? What? Based on the Mama and Kichi stuff, no? How many of you?
I did.
No, you don't send to the group. You don't send to the group. What you do is this. What you do is this. You write it down. So when we are discussing, you come up with your own idea. You are going to get something for that. Do you get it? I'm going to. So now, I don't know. Let's just okay. Please let's call it a day. Tomorrow we may continue.
This is not just of the talking. How do you do it? Because I'll be writing the exam, I'll not be able to come.
You'll not be able to come.
Yeah, exam. That's